Me and my brother both fell for the same girl. Her name was Maya. She was 6 months older than me, and I was always the quiet one. I could never find the right words whenever I was around her. But my brother Ryan was smooth and charming with a high EQ. He always knew how to make Maya laugh, so I figured she had to like him. That year, Ryan got into college, but the two of us had nothing growing up. We had no money for tuition or living expenses, so Ryan told me to go work at a coal mine in the West. To put him through school, he said we were brothers, and that once he finished his degree, he would never let me down. The pay at the mine was good, but the danger was real. Over 4 years, I watched so many accidents happen around me. The scariest one was a tunnel collapse not too long ago, where I almost got buried alive. I made it out, but not without getting hurt. Afterward, the mine owner tossed me 20 grand and called it even. Then out of nowhere, a few days later, Ryan wrecked his bike and hurt his leg. He needed money for the hospital, so I wired him that whole 20,000. Then I rushed home but had no idea which hospital he was at. He was not picking up his phone, so I went next door to ask Aunt Carol. Jake, who told you your brother was in the hospital? Word is today is his girlfriend's birthday, and your brother is throwing her a dinner at that hotel down the street. Ryan was not in the hospital, and apparently he had a girlfriend now. Aunt Carol looked at me and added the place is not cheap either. Gotta be a few thousand easy, and your brother just graduated without a job. No idea where he got the money. Every dollar I made those 4 years was earned with my blood. I had never once set foot in a fancy restaurant, but there was Ryan, blowing thousands on dinner, and even worse, he had lied to me. All these years I worried about whether he had enough to eat, and he used a fake hospital story to take my 20 grand. That money was bought with my life. I was furious. I headed straight to that hotel and walked into a place that was absolutely stunning. Then I saw a face that stopped me cold. It was Maya, and I had not seen her in 4 years in that moment. My heart just froze. Maya spotted me too and walked over quickly and said, Jake. I said, Maya? Hey, long time no see. Her face lit up with a flash of excitement, but it quickly turned into something harder. She said, 4 years ago you just up and left. I tried everything to find out where you went, but you disappeared off the face of the earth. I could not track you down at all until 2 months ago, when Ryan told me you had gotten married. Congrats on that, by the way. Getting married so young. How come you did not bring your wife back so everyone could meet her? Married. I spent 4 years in a coal mine. When would I have had time to get married? I was about to explain myself when Ryan walked out of the private room. He was dressed sharp in a suit polished from head to toe. Meanwhile, I was in plain worn-out clothes looking like I had nothing. The contrast was hard to miss, and I saw panic flash across Ryan's face. Then he forced a smile and walked over saying, Jake, when did you get back? Today is Maya's birthday. We are all here to celebrate. While he was talking, he kept throwing me these pointed looks. Then he turned to Maya and said, Maya, everyone is waiting on you. Go on back inside. Let me have a quick word with Jake alone. Maya shot me a cold glare and went back in. That is when it hit me that Ryan's girlfriend was Maya. I was burning inside. I said, Bro, were you not supposed to be in the hospital, Jake? I am sorry. I was not actually hurt. I made the whole thing up. I just really wanted to do something special for Maya's birthday. He looked at me with genuine guilt. I know how hard you work for that money, so just think of the 20 grand as a loan. I will pay you back, I promise. Then why did you tell Maya I was married? I demanded. He paused for a moment, clearly hesitating. Then he put his arm around me and said, Look, I know you have feelings for Maya too, but you should know she is into me, and things between us have already gone pretty far, if you know what I mean. It felt like a knife in my chest, a sharp and heavy pain. After a long moment, I pulled myself together and said, I do not care about any of that. I just want to know why you told her I was married, Ryan explained. Those two things had nothing to do with each other at first, but then Maya said that you had it really rough these past years, dropping out to work at a mine just to put me through school. She was worried you would keep struggling and said she needed to know you were settled before she would agree to date me, so I told her, you were already married. I said, hold on, if you two have already been together like that, how are you still not officially dating? Then Maya must be that kind of girl, right? Ryan let out a laugh. Jake, you still do not get it when it comes to that kind of situation. Every girl pretty much reacts the same way deep down they want to, but they say no, and then one thing leads to another. And afterward, they just hope nobody finds out. Once you get a girlfriend, you will understand. Was Maya really that kind of person? My chest ached. Later, Ryan brought me into the private room full of Maya's friends. Near the end of the meal, a waiter rolled in a cake cart. Sitting on top of the roses was a small red box. Ryan opened it. Inside was a diamond ring. He picked it up and walked over to Maya. Maya, will you be my girlfriend? The whole room erupted. Ryan, what are you doing? You said this was just dinner. Why would you get something this expensive? Take it back. I am not accepting this. Maya pushed back quickly. But to me, it all felt like an act. They had already slept together, and now she was pretending to say no. Ryan adjusted his glasses and said, Maya, I never confessed before, because I felt like I could not take care of you. But I graduated now. I believe I can make you happy, and Jake is married now too. So I have got nothing holding me back. Maya, give me a shot. Let me be there for you. Maya looked at me with a complicated expression. Jake, do you have anything to say? Jake is my little brother. Of course he wants me to be with the person I care about, right, Jake? Ryan shot me a loaded look. I thought, sure, I have feelings for you. But I am some guy who did not even finish high school. What business do I have? And on top of that, she had already been with Ryan, and she still had the nerve to ask my opinion. It was almost laughable. I knocked back a few drinks. You two are great together. I hope you are happy. So I guess I should thank you for the blessing, Maya said flatly. And right after that, she slipped the ring on in front of everyone. That night, Ryan got hammered, and Maya and I walked him home together. My family lived on the outskirts of the city, in an old rundown neighborhood where Maya used to live too, until her family got money and moved away after we got Ryan into bed. Maya sank onto the edge of the mattress, totally wiped out. Maya, it is getting late. Let me walk you home. Maya glanced at me. Who said I was going home tonight? I am your brother's girlfriend now. He is drunk. Should I not stay and look after him? When you get drunk, does your wife not take care of you? I smiled bitterly. I do not have a wife. I do not even have a girlfriend. Why are you so quiet? Am I wrong? Staying here to take care of him is perfectly reasonable. And honestly, even sharing a room with him would make total sense, right? I thought, well, you two have already done that anyway. So what is the point of the act? Would your husband have waited until after the wedding? Maya kept pushing, and her face was dangerously close to mine. I stepped back quickly and said, let me go get things ready. You can sleep upstairs tonight. I will stay down here with Ryan. The second I turned around, she grabbed my arm and pulled me back. Why would I sleep upstairs? He just gave me this ring. That had to cost at least a few thousand. Your brother is so good to me. I should give him the most precious thing I have. Maya, your family is loaded and one ring is all it takes to win you over. Maya scoffed like you have ever given me anything more valuable. I had nothing to say to that. Maya kept going. Let alone a gift. You probably forgot I even existed, right? No, I snapped back after I dropped out. I changed my number. Deleted her contact because I knew I would not be able to stop myself from reaching out. But her face never left my mind no matter how hard I tried. Then why did you never contact me these 4 years and you got married into someone else's family? Maya pressed me hard and my mind went blank. I stumbled over my words and could not get anything out. Maya lost it. She snapped at me. Jake, you are always like this, just completely shut down. If you never say anything, how is anyone supposed to know what is going on inside your head? What have you even been doing these 4 years? Did you actually get married? Was your brother lying to me? Say something? I stayed quiet. She was with Ryan now. What good would the truth do finally? Maya looked at me with disappointment and went upstairs. I must have dozed off at some point because I suddenly felt something was wrong, and when I opened my eyes, everything was on fire. The house was burning. I rushed into Ryan's room and shook him awake. He panicked immediately and his first instinct was to bolt. I grabbed his arm and said, Maya is still upstairs. The fire was spreading fast and Ryan's face went white. He yanked free and ran out of the house to save himself. The roof was about to go. If I ran now, I could still make it, but what about Maya? I ran to the kitchen, soaked myself head to toe, and charged upstairs. Her room was completely engulfed when I kicked the door open. Maya was already unconscious. I scooped her up and pushed through the flames. The smoke hit me so hard I could barely see straight, and the second we cleared the door, a burning beam came crashing down on my back and everything went black. When I came to, the fire had been put out by the neighbors. The house was reduced to ash and Maya was clinging to Ryan, sobbing. I asked Maya if she was okay and she just gave me a flat look and said, Now you care, where were you when the house was burning? Thank God Ryan saved me or I would have been done for. I stared at Ryan in disbelief. He pulled Maya close and said, Maya, I told you. I will take care of you for the rest of my life, even if it costs me everything. I will always protect you, Ryan. You really came through. Thank you. The one who saved her was me, and what made it worse was that Ryan had the audacity to take the credit. I completely snapped. I yelled out, I was the one who saved you. Maya looked at me for a second, surprised. Then her face went back to cold. Ryan jumped right in and said, Jake, you saw the place on fire and ran, you know, full well. I was the one who risked my life to get Maya out. So how does that become your win? What are you even trying to pull here? Besides, Maya is my girlfriend. I am the one who should be saving her. What business is it of yours, and why would she believe you over me? Maya gave me an icy look and said, Jake, your brother is right. Do you have any idea how much guts it takes to run into a burning building and save someone? If I really meant that much to you, you would not have gone 4 years without a single word. This conversation is over. I know exactly who I owe my life to. Faced with that, I went quiet again. That night showed me exactly who Ryan was after the house burned down. Maya brought Ryan back to her place. Her parents were not on board at first, but once they heard about Ryan running into a burning building to save her and the fact that he was a college grad, they let it go. I had nowhere to go. So I stayed next door with Aunt Carol, who asked me how the fire started. I had no clue. All I could guess was a short circuit. It was 3 days later when I found out it was arson. I was going through the rubble when a group of people suddenly showed up. Up front was a young woman in sunglasses with 4 or 5 big guys in black behind her. They did not look friendly. She scanned what was left of the house, walked right up to me and asked in a bossy tone, You are Ryan's little brother Jake, right? I asked warily. Who are you and what do you want? Answer my question first. Her voice had an edge to it. I said, Yeah, I am Jake. She asked, So you were the one who pulled that girl out of the fire. Your own brother did not have the guts to go in, but you did it for her. What are you trying to do? Stab your brother in the back for that girl? She was talking about Maya. I tensed up. How did they know about this? That girl just would not die. The fire was not enough to finish her off. She said through gritted teeth. I said, Who exactly are you and how do you know what happened that night? I paid someone to start that fire, so of course I know. She said with a cold laugh. Hearing that, I felt rage surge through me and I was about to move when those guys rushed me and pinned me to the ground. I could not do a thing. She said, If you want to walk out of here, tell me where Ryan is. She looked down at me and I kept my mouth shut. She crouched down and slapped me hard across the face, then snapped, What are you so tough for? Who do you think you are? You really want to act like this in front of me? Believe me, I will burn this place down again. Now talk. Where is Ryan hiding? If you do not say anything, then I am just going to take it all out on you. I have always been stubborn. I turned my head and said nothing. Hey, this kid is tough. Looks like we need to teach him a lesson before he takes us seriously. One of the guys cracked his knuckles and she waved him off. Then she pulled out her phone and dialed Ryan. If you do not want your little brother getting hurt, then get over here right now. She did not even finish the sentence before Ryan hung up. She tried again. It went straight to voicemail. She laughed in disbelief. So that is what a brother looks like. Now I have seen everything. Jake, your brother crossed me and now he is nowhere to be found. So I guess you are going to have to be my punching bag, she said. I said something like, That does not deserve to be my brother. She paused, then had her guys drag me inside and introduced herself as Vivian. She was Ryan's college classmate, and he had chased her hard just to get close to her family's money and connections. But then she found out he was messing around with multiple women on campus, some of whom had gotten abortions because of him. Vivian was done, and she came to make him pay. You ever heard of Woo Industries? I am the heiress. And your brother had the nerve to play me like that, so how does this get settled? I had no idea Ryan was this low, but then again, a guy who could use his own brother like a tool. There was nothing he would not do. I said, You already burned down our house. What more do you want? Vivian glanced at me and said, Look, I found out Ryan was throwing that girl a birthday party, so I sent people to rough them up. But I did not know they would end up going back to your place. That part is on me, whatever the damages are. I will cover it. She tossed me a card and said there is $200,000 in there. That should more than cover the renovation. So the house is sorted, but what about what your brother did to me? You are his little brother, so how about you make it right for him? Before I would have done anything for Ryan without a second thought, but I was completely done with him now. I told her I dropped out and worked in a coal mine just to put him through school, suffered through everything, and nearly got buried alive. And what did he do? Blew my hard-earned money on women. Did he ever care whether I lived or died? He is his own person and I am my own going forward. His mess is not my problem. You think just because you cut ties with him, I will let you walk. You came from the same family, and if he is trash, What does that make you? I know you know where Ryan is. Pass this along to him, he has until sundown tomorrow. To come find me on his own, this is his last chance. If he does not show up, I am not just coming for him. You and that girl are going to regret it too. Vivian patted my face and added the fact that you ran into that fire. To pull that girl out shows she means a whole lot to you. After Vivian left, I went to Maya's house. She opened the door smiling. But the moment she saw it was me, the smile vanished. She said flatly, "Oh, it is you. What do you want?" I said, "I am here for Ryan. He went out and is not back yet. Whatever it is, just tell me. This is not something you can handle since he is not here. I will just wait outside." I sat down on a bench by the pond near the entrance of the complex. Then I heard footsteps behind me, and Maya said, "I think I have a right to know what is going on with your brother." Her tone rubbed me the wrong way, and I said with a cold laugh, "You just started dating him. How much say do you really have? And how much do you actually know about him?" Maya looked at me and said, "For 4 years you were basically a ghost. We tried every possible way to find you. And it turned out you just went off and married into another family. Pretty funny. So at least for these 4 years I know a lot more than you do." I laughed in disbelief if Ryan had no idea where I was. "Then why do you not ask him where the money he lived on these 4 years came from?" Maya's expression shifted. "You were saying, you were the one putting him through college this whole time." I said, "What is done is done. Maya, if you trust me at all even a little bit, you need to walk away right now if Ryan does not end things soon. He is going to drag you into serious trouble. You want me to break up with him just like that? Who do you think you are to tell me what to do? Your brother likes me. Do you like me too?" Maya demanded, frustration all over her face. "I like you. I have always liked you." I do not know where I found the nerve to say it out loud. But once it was out, I felt my heart racing and I could not look at her. We sat in silence for a long moment, then Maya suddenly snapped. "You like me then? Why did you not say something sooner?" That night, Ryan gave me the ring. I even asked you. You were the one who told me to say yes. Do you know that the truth is, I like you, Jake. Not your brother Ryan. All these years I have been waiting for you to say it. But you were always so quiet and closed off. If you never said it, how was I supposed to know? I was stunned she had feelings for me this whole time. Maya burst into tears, and through her crying she said, "I already said yes to your brother and now you tell me you like me. Do you not think it is way too late for this, Jake? I hate you." She crouched down and sobbed into her hands and my heart was tearing apart. No wonder she asked for my opinion that night. She was waiting for me to say something. I was such an idiot. I actually believed Ryan when he said she was already his. I stumbled over my words and said, "Maya, I am so sorry. I am so sorry." Maya looked at me with red eyes full of anger. "You did not let me down. You let down everything I ever felt for you. All these years I kept giving you chances and this mess is entirely your own doing. Since we already missed our shot, this conversation is over. Just remember one thing from here on out. I am your brother's girlfriend. He risked his life to save me, and I will never do anything to betray him." I said the person who saved you that night was me, not Ryan. Maya gave me a cold sideways glance and laughed bitterly. "You really think I would believe that? Look, I will admit I used to like you. But after everything that has happened, I finally see exactly who you are. You kept saying you liked me, yet you never once reached out in 4 years. Instead, you went off and married into someone else's family. And while you were out living your life, did you ever stop to think about how I felt? And now you have the nerve to say you like me. What is wrong with you? One wife is not enough, so you want to mess with my feelings too. Jake, you are so fake. I never thought you would be this kind of person. Let me make this clear, even if I were not your brother's girlfriend, I would never be with you, and from this point on, all I have for you is hate. All of this was Ryan's doing. He knew all along that Maya liked me, and that is why he lied and said I was married. But I could not just stand by and let her be dragged into this. I said the one who played you was not me. It was Ryan. He has been messing around with a lot of women. You are just one of many. Smack. Maya cracked me hard across the face. She said through clenched teeth, "Do not you dare trash talk Ryan. I know what kind of man he is a lot better than you do. You are the piece of trash, not him." My face burned, and my heart hurt even more right at that moment. Ryan came back. He saw Maya with tears in her eyes, and asked, "Did he do something to you?" "Jake, even though you are my little brother, Maya is someone I would give my life to protect. If you say one more bad word about him, do not blame me for throwing brotherhood out the window." This was all a show for Maya's benefit. Since we were already past the point of no return, I said coldly, "Me say bad things. Do you know a woman named Vivian? She told me to pass along a message you have until sundown tomorrow. To go find her yourself or things are going to get real ugly." "Who is Vivian?" "I have no idea what you were talking about, Jake. I know exactly what you were trying to do. You just want Maya to leave me. But Maya is smarter than that. She will not fall for your little story. Maya, trust me. I genuinely do not know anyone named Vivian." Maya let out a small laugh and said, "Ryan, if I did not even have that much trust in you, then I would not deserve to be your girlfriend." Ryan looked absolutely smug and walked off with his arm around Maya. Then at nightfall, 2 of Vivian's guys showed up out of nowhere and brought me to a private resort on the outskirts of town. Vivian was in the card room with a noticeable birthmark under her left eye. "Did you take care of what I asked you to do yesterday?" I nodded and Vivian slammed the table. "Then why has he still not shown up? Does he really think I do not know where he is hiding?" One of the big guys quickly said, "Miss, I just got a call. They found him and they are bringing that woman Maya along with him." My gut dropped. Maya had been grabbed too. Vivian walked over to me and said, "If you had not led the way yesterday, I never would have known where those 2 were hiding." That is when I realized I had been followed. I quickly said, "Miss Vivian, Maya had no idea about you and Ryan. She is not the other woman here, so you should not be going after her." Vivian cut me off and said, "Shut it. Every time I hear about that little sweetheart, I get ticked off. Say one more word and I will have them cut your tongue out." 10 minutes later, Ryan and Maya were brought in and Vivian went straight at Ryan. Throwing punches and kicks at him, Ryan tried to fight back but was immediately slammed down by one of the guys. "Stop it right now. What gives you the right to hit someone?" "I will call the police." Maya was scared out of her mind. Vivian looked at her with an ice-cold stare and said, well, you were actually pretty cute. No wonder Ryan would betray me for you. But crossing me comes with a serious price to pay." Ryan quickly said, "Maya, this is on me. I should not have lied to you. Vivian and I dated for a while, but I ended things when I realized we were not right for each other. You are the one I truly love." Vivian grabbed an ashtray and moved to throw it. She was held back by one of the guys. She said his worthless life is not worth enough to make me think twice. Vivian snorted and added, "Ryan, you listened to me very carefully. You did not dump me. I dumped you, and a lowlife like you is not even fit to tie my shoes. But you have already managed to seriously piss me off, and since you are so crazy about this little sweetheart, I am going to make you watch while I destroy her. I am going to make you wish you were dead." Vivian glanced at her guys and kept going. "Boys, tonight is your lucky night. This little sweetheart is a real catch, so just take it easy. I do not need anyone dying on me. The guy's eyes lit up, and they started dragging a screaming, fighting Maya toward the next room. Ryan dropped to his knees and grabbed Vivian's legs, begging. Vivian, please, I am begging you. Do not hurt her, I will do anything you want. Anything, then get down on all fours and beg like a dog. And maybe I will let her go, Vivian said coldly. Ryan went pale and just froze. Too scared to move, Vivian kicked him away. I knew you did not have the guts, I gave you a chance. So do not cry about me being heartless, take her away. Maya was being dragged out. I pulled out that card and said, Miss Vivian, I am giving you this 20,000 back. Please just let Maya go, I know 20 grand means nothing to you. Vivian stared me down coldly. I know money is not the point. But the blame goes where it belongs, and Maya is completely innocent. Please let her go, I begged. Vivian looked at me for a few seconds and said, give me one of your arms. You got the nerve to do that, and I will set that little sweetheart free. I was terrified, Vivian scoffed. Looks like you are just another spineless man, I will do it. I said out loud, but you better keep your word. A flicker of surprise crossed Vivian's face and she gave a nod. Two guys walked over. One pressed my right hand flat against the table. The other raised a stool over his head. Hey kid, think hard about this. Once I bring this down, that arm is finished. That girl is your brother's woman, and even he did not step up, so why are you playing hero? I was sweating cold, but I could not let Maya go through that. I shut my eyes and braced myself. A loud crack rang out, followed by a scream. I snapped my eyes open. Ryan was clutching his right hand, his face twisted in agony. Ryan, consider a square now. But hear me good. Do not ever come near me again, you are out of your league. Vivian tossed some cash for the medical bills and let them go. Maya broke down crying the moment she saw Ryan's hand, and she definitely assumed he had done it to save her. The truth was, Ryan never expected that stool to come down on him watching Maya look at him like that. Part of me wished I was the one who had taken the hit. Maya rushed Ryan to the hospital right away. I hated him, but I followed anyway. Ryan had multiple fractures in his right hand, and the next morning he was moved to a regular room. When I went in to check on him, he suddenly said, Jake, you are my own brother, so why would you do this to me and Maya? I had no idea what he was talking about, and Maya looked at me just as confused. Ryan kept going, do not play dumb. That card you have is from Vivian, right? It has 20 grand on it. Why would she give you that kind of money? She does not even know Maya. You had to have sold us out. I treated you like my own brother. And you tried to get me killed. Doing this to me is one thing, but Maya is innocent, and if I had not sacrificed my hand, those guys would have had their way with her. Jake, you could not have Maya, so you tried to destroy her. You are sick. Get out of here, and I do not want to see your face again. I never expected Ryan to turn it around and stab me in the back like that. Maya interrogated me coldly. Jake is what Ryan said. True. Did you actually take money from that woman? The card is right on him. If you do not believe me, search him. And last night I heard her say with my own ears that the 20 grand was from Vivian. When she heard that Maya completely lost it, she screamed at me with red eyes. Jake, you said you liked me. And this is how you show it, you heartless piece of trash. Get out of my sight, I never want to see you again. I tried to explain, but Maya was too far gone emotionally. She was not hearing any of it. And with Ryan pouring fuel on the fire, she turned on me like I was her enemy, shoving and kicking me out of the room. I was furious too. Why did she always believe Ryan? But never give me the benefit of the doubt for her sake. I ran into a burning building, and for her sake again. I was ready to give up an arm just to keep her safe, but everything I did could not hold a candle to a few words from Ryan. I was done. If she was so convinced Ryan was a good man, then fine, I would step aside. From here on out, her business was none of mine. I walked out of the hospital, and a nice car was parked right out front with the window halfway down. It was Vivian. She curled her finger at me and said, get in. I asked wearily, where to? You think I am going to eat you alive? Vivian gave a smirk. Sure, I have a birthmark on my face, but I have got money. Men line up to chase me, so a guy like you I might not even bother with. I hesitated for a moment, then walked over and asked, why did you bring me there today? Your problem is with Ryan. Why drag me into it? And now Ryan is out here saying I sold him out. It is his mouth, he can say whatever he wants. Nobody can stop him. Vivian gave me a light glance. Besides, do you actually still care what that scumbag says? It is not Ryan I care about. It is what Maya thinks of me. Here's your card back. I tossed it through the window and turned to leave. Hey, what is your problem? Just because Ryan said one thing, you are giving up 20 grand. This is not a bribe, it is compensation. You want to rebuild that house or not? You are from a wealthy family. Miss Vivian, as long as you leave me alone going forward, I will count myself lucky. Taking your money and then having it come back to bite me is not worth it. Vivian was from a whole different world. She and I had no business mixing, and if I took that money, whatever she came back to collect later would be worth a lot more than 20 grand. I had saved a little from those 4 years, and my plan was to find some steady work, then fix up the house once things were stable, but I kept getting turned down at every job for not having the right credentials. Then one afternoon in the alley, I ran into my childhood buddy Big Mike. Later we sat at a street barbecue stand drinking, and Big Mike said it was rough out there. Maybe better to come back home and make something work. I totally felt that Big Mike said he had spent a year learning how to do barbecue, and wanted to open a spot in the city but did not have the startup money. The owner of the stand we were sitting at overheard and came over with a beer. He said he had been at it for over 10 years and was tired of it. He wanted to sell and would take just the cost. Riding on the buzz from the drinks, Big Mike and I hashed it out, and bought the place for 120 grand. I put up the money, he put in the skill, and we split it 70-30 in my favor after renovating. We opened for real about 2 weeks later, and the first night was actually pretty good. Big Mike and I were slammed with customers, and it was not until Aunt Carol and her daughter came to help that we got any breathing room. After one group of customers cleared out, a champagne-colored BMW pulled up to the curb. Ryan and Maya got out. Ryan said, Maya, you should believe me now. If Vivian had not given him money, how else would he have been able to buy this place? Ryan stared me down coldly. Hey Jake, is that not Ryan and Maya? Big Mike nudged me. Keep working. Do not worry about them. I turned and headed back inside. Jake, get over here. I need to talk to you, Ryan called after me. I walked over and said flatly, what do you want? Ryan adjusted his glasses. The house burned down, there is nothing left to do with it. Someone wants to buy the property, so I'm thinking about selling. Sell the house? Absolutely not. That is the only thing Mom and Dad left us. Ryan frowned and said the place burned to the ground. What is the point of holding on to it? I am the older one. This is my call, and whether you agree or not will not change the outcome. They are offering 40 grand and we split it down the middle. Even after everything you did to me, I'm still not going to shortchange you. You get every cent that is yours. No way, I laughed in disbelief and said the house burned down. You know exactly why that happened, Ryan. That was left to us by mom and dad, and I have a stake in it too. Until I say yes, nobody is selling anything. Ryan went red in the face, then Maya said, the house is in that condition, keeping it around really does not make sense. Stay out of it, I snapped. You are his girlfriend, not even his fiancée. You have no business weighing in on selling my family's house. That was the first time I had ever raised my voice at her. Maya went pale and went quiet. Ryan thought for a moment and said, all right, how about this? The property is half mine. I will sell my half, that works, right? I was seething. Ryan, you are a college graduate. Do you really need to sell property to get by? And besides, is she not your girlfriend? Her family has plenty of money, so with that smooth talk of yours, maybe just let her take care of you, since apparently some people are easy to fool. Who exactly are you calling easy to fool? Maya snapped, and Ryan said through gritted teeth, Jake, shut your mouth. I am with Maya because I actually care about her. Not because of her family's money. I'm going to give her a good life on my own. Not by freeloading, and you think I am like you selling out your own brother just to open this little barbecue joint. I have got some self-respect. I just laughed. Aunt Carol and Big Mike rushed over to smooth things over. Aunt Carol smiled and said, Ryan, the house thing can wait. There is no rush on any of that. Today is Jake's grand opening. If you two are not busy, why not stick around and show your support? Ryan and Maya tonight is on me. Come on and give my cooking a try. Tell me what needs work. I would love your honest feedback. Big Mike grinned, and Ryan and Maya ended up staying. While Big Mike was pouring tea, Ryan said with a snide tone, Mike, you and Jake are running this place together, and since we go way back, let me give you a heads up. Jake is the type who would sell out his own blood for money. Going into business with him, you better watch your back, or you will end up getting played and will not even see it coming. I was burning inside, but Aunt Carol shot me a look to let it go. Big Mike scratched his head and said, Ryan, bro, Jake and I grew up together. He is not like that. Ryan kept a straight face and said, people change, and Maya added without expression, Mike, just keep one thing in mind. You do not need to go looking for trouble, but you better not be naive either. That evening, another table came in, 7 or 8 young guys who sounded like they worked in used car sales. That crowd is usually trouble, so I was extra careful with them. But of course, the thing you dread most is the thing that happens. While Aunt Carol was serving, one of the guys tried to grab her leg. Aunt Carol lost it and slapped him without hesitation, and those guys immediately flipped the table and smashed the benches. Threatening to drag Aunt Carol off, I tried everything to talk them down. But nothing worked, and they were about to get physical with me. When Ryan saw that, he grabbed Maya and bolted, scared of getting caught up in it. Ryan, we have known Aunt Carol since we were kids, and we are right here. We cannot just let them do whatever they want, Maya said. Ryan shrank back and told her, Maya, keep your voice down. Do not let them hear you. These are used car guys. At the end of the day, they are just a legal front for shady business. This is way above our heads. Vivian threw him some chump change, and now he thinks he can run a business. He has no idea what he is in for. You deal with all kinds out here, and if you want to survive, you need friends on both sides of the law. If the place gets trashed, even better, since the money he opened with was dirty anyway. That is what he deserves. Maya glanced over at me, her expression unreadable, but she stopped herself. Maya, do not forget how this hand of mine got hurt, Ryan said. If he had not sold us out, we never would have ended up in Vivian's hands. And you would not have almost gone through what almost happened, even if this started because of me. He still should not have used money to hurt us. Hearing that, something shifted in Maya's eyes, and she turned and walked toward the car. Right at that moment, over a dozen luxury cars pulled up along the street, and a group of young guys and girls got out. The most expensive car belonged to Vivian. Vivian stepped out with her sunglasses on, took one look at the mess, and immediately asked Jake what happened here. Who did this to the place? She turned and spotted Ryan and Maya. Ryan tensed up and quickly said, was not me, it was them. Yeah, like you would dare, Vivian scoffed, and walked straight up to the bald guy. The two sides exchanged heated words. You trashed the wrong shop. Those guys took one look at the crew behind her. Figured out these people were a big deal and held back. The bald guy said coolly, look lady, I would stay out of this if I were you. We are from City Motors, and our boss goes by the name Big Tony. You have probably heard of him. Smack before he could finish. Vivian slapped him clean across the face. Maybe you should be asking if he has heard of Woo Industries. Vivian's presence crushed the bald guy completely. Honestly, Vivian caught me off guard. She was a rich heiress standing face to face with street tough guys without flinching. What surprised me even more was why she was going to bat for me. She turned to the whole group and said loud and clear, everyone listen up. Jake is my guy, and whoever has a problem with him has a problem with me? Vivian said it with such force everyone froze. I jumped in and said, since when am I your guy? Don't go saying stuff like that. I'm grateful to her, but you can't twist the facts. Vivian just gave a faint smile, caught me off guard and grabbed my chin, and said with absolute certainty, you weren't before. But from this moment on, you, Jake, are my guy now. I've got your back from now on. Anyone messes with you, you tell me and I'll handle it. I never dreamed she'd mess with me like that. I backed off fast, my face burning hot. Ryan's eyes were full of hate, radiating anger. His backup's here, so why are you still standing there? Maya's expression was complicated. She bit her lip and shot me a glare. Even the bald guy chickened out, bowing and scraping with sweet talk. Vivian glanced at him and said ice cold, I know Bald Lou used to run with gangs, but when it comes to bad news, I'm not scared of anyone right then. The bald guy was nodding and bowing non-stop. Since you two seem sorry enough, I'll let it slide today. But you're paying full price for everything you broke. Any objections? No, that's only fair. I'll cover it all. Vivian told me to tally it up. I didn't bother. He owed me anyway. In the end, the bald guy tossed $2,000 at Aunt Carol and apologized. Then bolted. Aunt Carol walked over and said, Miss Wu, I really can't thank you enough today if you hadn't stepped in. They never would have let it go. Auntie, don't mention it. Jake and I go way back. His business is my business. Vivian glanced at me with a half smile and I instinctively looked away. Couldn't figure out why she was helping me. The big guy grinned and said, Jake, you actually know Miss Wu. How come you never mentioned a rich girl like her? With Miss Wu watching over this place, we're gonna be just fine from now on. No problem, I'm Vivian. If anything comes up, just drop my name. Both sides of the street will show me some respect. Vivian said it with total confidence after that day. Vivian came by every day with a crowd of rich kids, a dozen fancy cars parked out front, sticking out like a sore thumb. I knew they didn't actually like street food. They were only there because of Vivian dropping at least a couple grand a day. I opened this place to make money, but after a while, it didn't sit right with me. We barely knew each other. Why was she going out of her way like this? A few days later, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get a straight answer out of her that night. Business was still going strong. Ryan and Maya showed up again. I thought they came to eat. but Ryan called me over by name, so I went. Ryan cut right to the chase. I sold the house for 400 grand. 200 each. I told you I wouldn't short you a single cent. Your 200 grand is on this card, and he tossed the bank card on the table. I completely lost it, lunged forward and grabbed him by the collar. Clenched my fist ready to deck him. Maya rushed in to break it up. Ryan said, Maya, just let him hit me, I won't fight back. He's got backup, now he's latched onto the Wu family tree. What am I even worth in his eyes anymore? Jake let go of Ryan. Don't think just because someone's got your back you can do whatever you want. Maya was seething. I had someone look into it. Fixing up your family's house would cost at least 200 grand, and even after fixing it up, you'd be lucky to sell it for 500. Someone offered 400 grand for the place. That's a rare deal. Selling was the right move, and Ryan didn't short you a penny anyway. Even after everything you did to him, he still didn't screw you over. And you're still not satisfied. That house was left by our parents. It's our family's legacy. Once it's sold, the connection is gone. I couldn't hold back and slam my fist into Ryan's face. He's never been tough. One punch from a guy who did 4 years of hard labor put him flat on the ground. Maya shoved me aside and helped Ryan up. Jake, you are a complete and total jerk. Ryan put on his innocent act. Maya, don't hold him back. Let him hit me. Let's see if he has the guts to kill me or cripple me. That just made me angrier. I was about to swing again. The big guy pulled me away fast. All the customers were watching. It looked bad. Ryan, you just wait, threatening me. Jake, if anything happens to me from now on, I'll know it was you. Ryan, get in the car. He's lost his mind, totally unreasonable. Maya shoved Ryan into the car and drove off, but a moment later the car came back. Maya got out by herself and stood by the curb. I walked over to her. Don't you think you've gone way too far? You and Ryan are brothers by blood, and even after what you did to him, he still thinks about your bond, but what about you? You keep hurting him over and over, destroying whatever's left between you two. I really never thought in just 4 years you'd turn into this. Willing to do anything for money. Does money really mean that much to you? I know your family had it rough, but at least you and your brother had each other. And now look at you two, at each other's throats. Is this really what you wanted, Jake? One day you'll regret this. I said, are you here to lecture me about life or to fight for your precious man? You can't even teach your own man, right? What makes you qualified to lecture me? Maya froze for a second. You keep saying Ryan wronged you, but what exactly did he do? Spell it out. What did he do to you? Let me ask you, Miss Chen, if I told you, would you even believe me? If I told you I was the one who pulled you out of the fire that night, would you believe it? If I said I never sold you out, would you believe it? That day, Vivian told me to give up an arm to keep you safe, and I agreed. Would you believe that too? In your eyes, Ryan is always the good guy, and I'll always be the villain. In those few seconds, her face went from shock to doubt to deep thought, and finally turned cold. I want to believe you, but that's not what I saw the night of the fire. I woke up in Ryan's arms. While you were still passed out cold, how does an unconscious guy save someone? You say Vivian let me go that day because of you, but all I saw was Ryan being the one who got hurt. You didn't even have a scratch. Tell me, how am I supposed to believe that? Just stop. Fine, I'm the bad guy. Are you happy now? You said you never wanted to see me again. Well, let me tell you, I don't want to see you either. Don't come around bothering me anymore. I was about to explode. Maya was just as furious. Right then, Vivian showed up again with her rich crew. She told the others to go on ahead, then glanced at Maya. Jake, what did she want with you? Let me warn you. You're my guy now. Don't you dare do me wrong, or you'll end up worse than that scumbag Ryan. Your guy? Did you even bother to ask if he's married? You say he's your guy. Did you ask his wife how she feels about that? Vivian froze, stared at me and asked, you're married? So you still think she's as honest and simple as she seems? She even told me she liked me. If you're fine with him being a married man, then I wish you both the best. Jake, this is the last time I'm coming to you. From now on, we're strangers. Maya said her piece and drove off. Vivian grabbed my ear and dragged me inside. Everyone stared at me with these weird looks. She pulled me into an empty private room. Vivian let go and kicked me in the leg. You jerk, you better come clean with me. Are you married or not? She took off her sunglasses. Sat down fuming. Spill it. If you're hiding something, you'll be very sorry. What does my being married or not have to do with you? Vivian slammed the table. Everything. If you're married, it messes up my plan. What plan? What are you up to now? Just tell me if you're married or not first. I sighed and shook my head. Then why did that cutie just say you were married? I said, it's all Ryan's scheme. So what you're saying is that cutie actually likes you, and Ryan lied to her about you being married so he could have her. And all this drama between you and Ryan is over that cutie. I said, Miss Wu, you're supposed to be a classy lady. Don't talk like that. Maya's just been fooled by Ryan. She's not some cutie. Vivian let out an angry laugh. Oh, so now you're getting defensive. She only has eyes for Ryan. There's no room for you in her heart. You defend her like that. Don't you think that makes you a cutie too? The word cutie was harsh, but she had a point. She thinks I'm the bad guy, and I'm still out here looking out for her. If that's not being a simp, then what is? I got annoyed and glanced at Vivian. You guys don't need to come support the business anymore. You've spent a lot of money here these past days. I know they only come because of you, but this isn't right. I don't feel good taking this money. You're the boss. We're the customers. We choose to spend our money here. What's not to feel good about? Just tell me straight. What do you want me to do for you? But I'm limited. I might not be able to help. Looks like you're not so clueless after all. Vivian suddenly sat right in front of me, staring at me with a big smile. I want you to be my boyfriend. I shot up out of my seat, totally stunned. Why so worked up? You think I'm ugly too? The thing is, she's not ugly. It's just that birthmark. Guess you're just like Ryan, no taste at all. Just as much of a cutie. You were born with a silver spoon. I'm not in your league. You're lying through your teeth. Deep down, you think I'm ugly. I kept shaking my head. Then be my boyfriend. What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want if money can make it happen. This lady can make it happen for you. Miss Wu, can money buy feelings? Of course not. Well, since you get that, then why make me be your boyfriend? You know perfectly well I like someone else, a cutie. You both actually like her. What's so special about her? She's just a little prettier than me, that's all. If it weren't for this birthmark on my left eye, I'd be prettier than her. I won't let that cutie off easy. I heard her parents are in the herbal medicine business. They made some decent money a few years back here in the city. One word from me could wipe out the entire Chen family. You believe that? I didn't doubt her power one bit. Vivian saw I wasn't saying anything and glanced at me. Why not think about it? Being my boyfriend only has upsides, no downsides. After she said that, she pulled out her phone and tapped a few times. Take a look at this. I took the phone and looked. It was an electronic home purchase contract. The house being bought and sold was my family's old place. Seller Ryan, buyer Hujo. How did you get this contract? Vivian just smiled at me and said nothing. A wild guess flashed through my mind. I asked carefully. You're the one who bought my family's house. Any problem with that? Your family's house is worth 700 or 800 grand at best, and my offer was 1 million. A greedy guy like Ryan, wouldn't he sign the contract immediately? 1 million. But Ryan clearly said 400 grand. I looked at the contract closely. It really did say 1 million, and then it hit me. Ryan skimmed 800 grand for himself, that bastard. No wonder he took the initiative to give me money. He had a guilty conscience. I heard you were totally against selling the house. Because your parents left it to you shows you're someone who values loyalty. So here's the deal. Let's make a trade. As long as you agree to be my boyfriend for 3 months, I'll give the house back to you. Then the house will belong to you and only you, not a single cent to do with Ryan. How about that? 3 months for $1 million house? I was tempted not for the money, but to get the old house back. Still, I had my doubts. Why would she go through all this trouble to make me her boyfriend? This had nothing to do with feelings. A man should act like a man, don't be like a woman. Hemming and hawing, never able to decide, you'll never get anywhere. Give me a straight answer, are you in or not? I got caught up in the moment and said yes. I didn't expect Vivian to walk right out and announce our relationship. The rich kids who came with her immediately swarmed around me, acting like we'd been best friends for years. That night, they stayed really late. The big guy came over and said, Jake, you're moving up in the world, don't forget about your buddy here. I'll fetch your tea, pour your water. Work like a dog, anything you need, just say the word. It's not as simple as you think, and I'm not moving up anywhere. Jake, guess you still don't see me as a real brother. I shoved his head. Get back to work, stop daydreaming. Jake, but there's one thing I really gotta ask you. How did things between you and Ryan get this bad? Is it because of Maya? Honestly, even if you don't say it, I can tell the one you like is Maya. You've liked her since you were kids. Hearing Maya's name, my heart ached dully. I gave a bitter smile and let it go. The next morning, I had just finished breakfast when Vivian came to find me, Jake, as my boyfriend. Aren't you obligated to go shopping with me, Miss Wu? I'm just a fake boyfriend, fake or not. A fake boyfriend is still a boyfriend. I said I didn't have time, I needed to buy ingredients. Let the big guy handle that small stuff. Your job is to keep me happy. Making money doesn't even matter, I can just support you. I rolled my eyes hard, but in the end she pressured and sweet-talked me into going. Vivian drove a convertible, no makeup, dressed simple and gave off this confident beauty. A while later, the car stopped outside a high-end mall. Vivian took me to the men's section on the 4th floor. She wanted to buy me clothes. It was hard for me to accept, so I politely declined. But Vivian said, so nothing here catches your eye. That's not it, I have clothes to wear. Vivian looked me over. Dressed like that, what woman would even give you a second look? Right now, you're my boyfriend. Even if you don't care about saving face, you gotta think about how I feel. I mean, if I take you out, and you're dressed like some country bumpkin, how embarrassing is that, miss? Bring out the most expensive menswear in the store. The server heard money was no object and couldn't stop grinning. Brought over a few pieces, sir. Why don't you try them on first, see if they fit? Don't bother trying, just wrap them all up. Vivian waved her hand off, a total little rich girl move. 3 pieces total, 19,800. I was secretly shocked. Muttered under my breath, let's just forget it. It's way too expensive clothes this pricey are wasted on me. Vivian shot me a side eye. You think I'm short on cash? Just swipe the card. I was seriously speechless. We shopped for a long time. My legs were about to give out when Vivian took me to this nice quiet cafe nearby to rest. Not long after, 3 young people walked in. Talk about bad luck, it was Ryan and Maya. And some guy in a suit with them. Vivian and I were sitting in the corner. They didn't spot us after the 3 sat down. The guy in the suit smiled and said, Mr. Zhang, Miss Chen, you two have great taste. That apartment's layout and natural light are both excellent. So they were looking to buy a place. Vivian sipped her coffee, so they're buying a place. Looks like they're getting ready to tie the knot hearing the word marriage. Left a bad taste in my mouth, Manager Lee. Let's leave it here for now, we'll talk it over. If we're both on board, I'll get back to you later. Alright, I'll wait for your call then. After the guy in the suit left, Ryan asked Maya, what do you think of that place? Are you happy with it? Maya nodded. It's just the price is a bit steep. Nice places sell fast. It's normal for them to jack up the price as long as you're happy. Let's put down the deposit and the old house is sold too. I'm a grown man, I can't just keep crashing at your family's place. I know you don't mind, but over time, I'm afraid your parents might have something to say, so I gotta sort out the housing first. Ryan took Maya's hand and went on. Besides, didn't your parents want us to set a wedding date soon? Getting engaged without a house, it doesn't sound good. When word gets around, Maya smiled a little. But you only have 200 grand and I can only put in 200 grand at most. That apartment costs 2 million, let's just make the down payment. I'll pay off the rest little by little, you won't look down on me, right? But seriously, your family is so well off. Your parents are such nice people and I don't even have a house. You're really settling by being with me, Ryan? Come on, don't say that. You treat me so well and you're the one who saved my life. How could I ever look down on you? Plus, you just graduated college. I believe you're gonna do great things in the future, you know what? I'll go home and talk to my parents, see if they can put up some spare cash to buy the place outright. We'll just call it a loan and I'll pay it back with you later. The down payment route isn't worth it. How can I be okay with that? I'm a grown man. Why be so formal with me? Yeah, that's true, we're getting married someday. Even you will be mine someday! Heh! Maya's pretty face went a little red. Ryan got $1 million from selling the old house, but lied to Maya saying it was only 200 grand. This way he could swindle over $1 million more out of her. Buying a house in full, what a slick move. Vivian suddenly snorted coldly seeing that pair of dogs. Just makes my blood boil. Jake, let's go somewhere else. This dump lets any kind of riffraff in. I'm never coming back here again. Ryan and Maya looked our way. Ryan's eyes hid a burning anger, but he was too scared to say a word, Vivian. We've already been patient enough with you. But you're going way too far. I know Ryan chased you once, but that's in the past. Why do you have to keep pushing it? Maya stood up and went head to head with her. Ryan tugged at her, signaling her to drop it. Even if you're the daughter of the Wu family, doesn't mean you can trample on people's dignity. The word dignity coming out of your mouth is nothing but a joke. Aren't you embarrassed? I'm embarrassed for you, one heartless and ungrateful. The other blind as a bat, calling you two a pair of dogs. Isn't off the market. All blind as I am, at least I can still tell right from wrong. And know who's good and who's bad. Just days ago he said he liked me, and now suddenly he's with you. You can fall for a two-faced guy like that. So which one of us is really blind? Vivian didn't lose an ounce of fire against Maya. The blind one is obviously you. Was there even any comparison between Ryan and Jake? He's not even worthy of tying Jake's shoes. Take a good look at that smug, sleazy face of his. The guy doesn't even need glasses, but he still wears those ugly frames. Afraid people might not know he's a college grad. So what if he has a degree? A shallow, heartless guy like that, he's peaked and it's all downhill from here. Jake might not have finished high school, but at least he's a man who values loyalty and love. So I like him, got a problem with that.